Second-hand platforms are highly popular among Korean young people, with thousands of online transactions every day. A college student posts his computer for sale on a second-hand site and soon receives an offer from a buyer whose profile picture is of a pretty girl. The man hopes for a little romance along with the sale. Su-hun, a team leader at an interior design company, scolds her workers for a mistake made on site, which leads to her being reprimanded by her boss Kim, who asks her to be held accountable for the financial losses. After work, Su-hun shares with her colleague Dalja that her washing machine is broken. She explains that she is struggling financially as she recently moved to a new place and cannot afford a new one. Dalja suggests checking out second-hand platforms online for a more affordable option. Meanwhile, the college student receives a message from the buyer informing him that her brother will be picking up the computer instead. Just then, the doorbell rings. He opens the door to find the brother and lets him in. As he hands over the money, he suddenly stabs the poor guy multiple times in the stomach, killing him. The killer then uses the victim's phone to take pictures of his belongings and lists them for sale online. Su-hun, in search of a washing machine, comes across this listing. Attracted by the appealing price, she decides to buy it. However, when the machine is installed at her house, she discovers it doesn't work. Furious, she attempts to confront the seller, only to find the account has been deleted. So, she goes to the police station, where Detective Na assists her in filing a report. Detective Ju then informs her that due to a backlog of similar cases, it could take several months before her case is processed. Su-hun decides not to let this scammer get away easily and starts a thorough investigation into the culprit. Eventually managing to find him, she comments under his posts, warning others not to buy from him as he is a scammer. The killer sees the comment and sends her a text, advising her to drop it, or she will regret it. However, Su-hun doesn't back down and tells him that she has already involved the police. Little does she know, her actions will lead to a disastrous outcome. The killer begins to hack every online detail about Su-hun. The next day, while having lunch with Dalja, Su-hun receives a series of strange phone calls, asking if she posted an ad for a free washing machine, which she finds weird. Later, she discovers that the killer has used her name and phone number to post the misleading ad. That night, the situation escalates as she starts receiving several food deliveries she did not order. The next morning, she puts a note on her door explaining that she hasn't ordered anything and it is a prank under police investigation, before heading to the police station to inform them about her situation. The detectives assure her they will investigate further. When Su-hun returns home, she finds the note is gone. Panicked, she calls Detective Ju to check the CCTV footage, only to learn that cameras are only installed near the parking lot and main entrance. During this time, more deliveries she didn't order keep arriving, forcing Su-hun to change her phone number. In the evening, Dalja comes over for drinks and assures Su-hun that everything will be fine as the police are involved. As Su-hun sees Dalja off, the killer is disguised as a delivery guy and watches her from a distance. The next day, Su-hun finds a man installing CCTV outside her door. When she asks about its unusual design, he explains that it's made to be less noticeable, as some residents don't like having surveillance. At work, she receives a text from her mother asking for some money. Hesitant to proceed with the transfer, she decides to call her mom to verify but gets no answer. Finding it suspicious, she texts back, asking about her father. When the reply comes that he's at work, Su-hun realizes it's the scammer, as her dad has passed away. That night, Su-hun is startled by the sound of someone pressing the electronic keypad lock outside her door. She rushes to check and finds a man trying to enter her home, claiming her boyfriend sent him to stay the night with her. Su-hun is horrified and calls the police, but the man becomes aggressive before running away. At that moment, she receives a message from the killer demanding 5 million won within 5 minutes under the threat of sending more strangers to her door. She eventually decides not to send the money. Another man arrives at her door, but fortunately, Detective Ju arrives just in time to arrest the man. Later, the killer messages Su-hun again, revealing details about her background, which freaks her out. The next day, Su-hun pleads with Detective Ju to track down the sender's address for the washing machine. After some time, they find the landlord and manage to convince her to allow them into the apartment, where they discover it's completely empty except for a freezer in a corner. When they open the freezer, they're shocked to find the student's body inside, terrifying everyone. The forensic team arrives at the scene but is unable to find any evidence, suggesting that the killer likely has experience in such crimes. The police discover another victim who tells Detective Ju that after being scammed and leaving a comment under the scammer's post, she became the scammer's target. Initially, she started receiving food deliveries she hadn't ordered. followed by relentless harassment. The situation worsened as items from her home started disappearing. Eventually, the scammer's actions escalated to attempts to break into her house and harm her. Fortunately, she managed to escape. Afterward, when Su-hun returns home, Kim shows up and tries to enter her home, claiming he wants to keep her company after hearing about the incidents. Su-hun feels suspicious and scared. She manages to push him out and locks herself in. She then discovers the shower area is wet, with her belongings on the floor, as if someone had just showered. She also finds food scattered around in the kitchen. Suddenly, her computer turns on, and a message pops up on the screen, saying that she was home earlier than usual. The police arrive and investigate the apartment but find nothing. After a while, Su-hun wakes up in the hospital to find Detective Ju has brought her there after she passed out from a breakdown. The next day, as she leaves the hospital, she receives a call from the killer, who now demands 10 million won and threatens her not to inform the police, or everything will start from the beginning. He also instructs her to be home by 10 p.m. and turn off her phone. Su-hun has no choice but to agree. Unable to reach Su-hun, Detective Ju heads to her apartment. Suddenly, the killer wearing a helmet smashes his car window and attacks him, rendering him unconscious. He then pulls out a knife and intends to kill Ju, but stops because there are people around. Meanwhile, Detective Na tries to warn Detective Ju as he finds from the phone's location tracking that the killer has been lurking nearby all along but is unable to reach him. As it's almost 10 o'clock, the killer heads to Su-hun's apartment and tries to get inside. At that moment, Kim shows up to apologize to her. Unaware of the danger, he aggressively confronts and insults the killer for his actions, which provokes the killer, who brutally stabs and kills him. At 10 o'clock, Su-hun returns home and lies on the couch, soon noticing something on the ceiling similar to the CCTV outside. As she starts searching her apartment, she is horrified to find cameras in every room and stumbles upon Kim's body. Just then, the door behind her opens. She immediately runs away, but the killer attacks her. She realizes it's the same man who had installed the CCTV before he renders her unconscious. Detective Na arrives to find Detective Ju unconscious and tries to wake him up before going to find Su-hun, only to discover she's being taken away. He immediately starts driving to chase them. Just then, Detective Ju regains consciousness and follows. A fierce car chase ensues. Detective Na pulls up alongside the killer's car and attempts to force him to stop. Suddenly, a big truck hits them, causing both cars to flip. When Detective Ju arrives at the scene, he finds Detective Na severely injured and the killer has managed to flee. Both Detective Na and Su-hun are then rushed to the hospital. After recovering, Su-hun moves to a new apartment but is still traumatized and depressed. Detective Ju meets her and informs her that Detective Na is dead. On her way home, she recalls the killer threatening her that he will be back for her. She realizes she can't live in fear forever and must catch him once and for all. Su-hun then calls Detective Ju and devises a plan to lure the killer to her. Su-hun, Detective Ju, and Dalja create a fake account on a second-hand website based on the killer's preferences in choosing his victims. The killer soon falls for the trap and meets up with Su-hun, who is disguised. Meanwhile, Detective Ju is stuck in traffic and immediately gets out of his car and runs over. To buy some time, she asks to test if the item is working properly, so they go to her place where the killer recognizes her and renders her unconscious. He then checks the place only to find it empty. Realizing something is off, he rushes to find Su-hun, who is already hiding on the balcony. He loses his temper and breaks the glass. Just as he's about to kill her, Detective Ju arrives just in time and starts fighting with the killer. Detective Ju throws some punches at him but gets stabbed with a knife. Both continue to fight fiercely for their lives, and the killer gains the upper hand, about to kill Detective Ju. In a critical moment, Su-hun grabs an automatic nail gun and fires nails at the killer, but it only serves to make him more furious. He knocks her down. As he is about to kill Su-hun, Detective Ju tackles him, taking both of them over the balcony and crashing onto a car below, where they continue to wrestle until Su-hun holds back the killer, giving enough time for Detective Ju to strangle the killer and finally kill him. Afterwards, Su-hun returns to work and is finally able to resume her normal life.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our channel for more videos.